Good morning, students. So, today we are going to start with Unit 1, Chapter 1 of your book Fundamentals of Human Geography. The chapter's heading is Human Geography, Nature and Scope. Now, before we start off with any chapter, it's very important that you know what is the chapter dealing all about. Okay, so we are not going to directly jump into the topics, but rather I would just describe the topics that this chapter covers. Now, the topics of this chapter are very simple. It's like an opening to the entire book. So, the topics of the chapter include definition of human geography, as you are able to see it on the screen. The second topic of the chapter is dichotomy or dualism in geography. The third topic that has been covered in this chapter is nature and scope of human geography. Then we have the man-environment relationship. Under the man-environment relationship, we will be studying the concepts of determinism, possibilism and new determinism. Then this chapter also includes human geography through time. Then we have the schools of thoughts in human geography and its relationship with other social sciences and fields of human geography. Alright, so these are the different topics that is under the chapter. Now, today in this video we are not going to complete the entire chapter, but rather we'll only do these topics, that is definition of human geography, second dichotomy or dualism in geography, third topic that we are going to cover under this video is nature and scope of human geography, and under man-environment relationship I'll try to cover the topics of determinism and possibilism. So now let's get started. Okay, so my dear students, before I tell you what is human geography all about, now we need to go to our previous knowledge. अब हमें क्लास 11 का नॉलेज रिकॉल करना होगा. क्लास 11 में मैंने आप लोगों को क्या पढ़ाया था? फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी के बारे में पढ़ाया था. फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी क्या है? फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी स्टडीज द डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ द इन्वायरमेंट. ओके, लेकिन इस साल जैसे क्लास दैट इज क्लास 12 वी आर गोना फोकस ओनली ऑन व्हाट इज ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी. Now, if you just go back and recall your knowledge, I had told you that the discipline geography is divided into 3 important branches. क्या क्या था वो? एक था, okay, just wait. क्या था? एक था physical geography, दूसरा human geography, तीसरा biogeography. ये पता है हमें geography has been divided into 3 important branches: physical, human and बायोजोग्राफी. ठीक है, तो हम लोगों ने फिजिकल ऑलरेडी कवर कर लिया है. कौन से क्लास में? क्लास 11 में. इस क्लास में तो हम लोगों को फोकस करना है कौन से ब्रांच ऑफ ज्योग्राफी पे? ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी पे फोकस करना है. ठीक है, ओके. नाउ सी, सो लेट्स नाउ स्टार्ट योर डेफिनेशन ऑफ ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी. So see, in simple words, human geography studies the relationship between the physical and the human worlds, the spatial distribution of human phenomena and how they come about, the social and economic differences between different parts of the world. मैं simple word में समझाती हूँ. Human geography क्या पढ़ता है? Relationship between the physical and the human worlds. Physical क्या हुआ? Physical example, we have land, okay, then we have water, etc. ये physical होता है. और human world क्या हुआ? Human world हम हुए. Okay, so it studies the relationship between the physical and the human worlds. Spatial, spatial का मतलब क्या होता है? Spatial means space. Okay, understand. Human geography क्या पढ़ रहा है? Relationship, हमारे और physical environment के बीच में क्या relationship है, और जो चीज़ कहाँ कहाँ distributed है throughout the world, और इस distribution के वजह से कैसे हमारे दुनिया में social difference है and economic difference है. Now, I'll make the definition more easy. Now, human geography has been defined by very famous geographers. एक थे रैट्ज़ल, इनका पूरा नाम है फ्रेडरिक रैट्ज़ल. इन्होंने कैसे डिफाइन किया है ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी को? ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी इज द सिंथेटिक स्टडी ऑफ रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन ह्यूमन सोसाइटीज एंड द अर्थ सरफेस. अब सिंथेटिक का मतलब क्या होता है? सिंथेटिक मीन्स कॉम्बिनेशन. Okay, so this is the definition given by Radzil. The next definition that has been given is of your अगेन एक बहुत ही फेमस जोग्राफर थी जिनका नाम था एलन चर्चिल सेम्पल, शी इज़ एन अमेरिकन जोग्राफर. उन्होंने ह्यूमन जोग्राफी को कैसे डिफाइन किया है? ह्यूमन जोग्राफी इज़ द स्टडी ऑफ द चेंजिंग रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द अनरेस्टिंग मैन एंड द अनस्टेबल अर्थ. मीन्स अनरेस्टिंग मैन, अनस्टेबल अर्थ क्यों बोला गया? बिकॉज वी नो, क्या हम ह्यूमन बींग्स are in a position of rest? No, we are never in a position of rest. Okay, we are never resting. हम लोग constantly change हो रहे हैं, हम लोग constantly evolve हो रहे हैं. Similarly, क्या earth हमारा stable है? नहीं, earth हमारा stable नहीं है. It's not fixed. Okay, it's rotating, revolving, and also there are a lot of changes that is happening on the earth surface. So in simple words, human geography यही relationship को पढ़ रहा है. क्या पढ़ रहा है? Between the unresting man and the unstable earth. I hope you're able to get this point. So now let us move to the next topic. Okay, now see, after the definition that has been given by your various geographers, अब देखो geography में पहले से debate चलता आया है. debate क्या चीज़ का था? that geography को कैसे पढ़ा जाए. तो हमें पता है geography को define किया गया था by the father of human geography. Okay, what was that? Geography is a description of the earth. So ancient period या बहुत सारे बाद के period में geography had a debate between people. So what was the debate? Some people got divided in their opinion. One group of people started thinking that geography should only be studied under its physical aspect, about the soil, land, water, mountains, etc. The other group of people divided in their opinion, they started saying that geography should not only concentrate on the physical feature, but rather geography should be taken as human feature. So क्या हुआ था? geographers के बीच में एक डिवीजन हो गया था, या हम लोग कहते हैं डिबेट हो गया था. एक ग्रुप बोल रहा था कि नहीं, हमें ज्योग्राफी कैसे पढ़ना है, फिजिकली पढ़ना है. दूसरा ग्रुप बोल रहा था हमें ह्यूमन पर्सपेक्टिव से पढ़ना है. वन मोर, सो इसी डिबेट को क्या हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? इट इज नोन एज, इसी डिबेट को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? dichotomy or dualism in geography. Means division in the opinion. Okay, so it's known as dichotomy or dualism in geography. अब ये dualism class 11 की बात याद करो. Do you remember that we studied regional versus systematic approach? Okay, now who was a supporter of systematic approach? ये systematic approach was supported by Alexander von Humboldt. Okay, whereas the regional approach, if you remember, who supported this regional approach? It was Karl Ritter. So I hope you remember, ये क्या था? ये भी तो dualism ही था. Okay, similarly एक और dualism क्या था? एक group of geographers was saying that geography should be studied as a law making, और law making मतलब सिर्फ theory बना के हम geography को पढ़े. ठीक है. दूसरा group of people, what did they say? That geography should be studied as descriptive way. Descriptive means description of the earth, mountains, volcanoes, etc. ठीक है. दूसरा डायकोटॉमी कौन सा था? रीजनल वर्सेस सिस्टमैटिक, जो हम ऑलरेडी क्लास 11 में पढ़ चुके हैं. ठीक है. अब तुम लोगों के माइंड में एक क्वेश्चन आना चाहिए. व्हाट इज दैट क्वेश्चन? इज दैट हु स्टार्टेड दिस डुअलिज्म? ये कौन था जो ज्योग्राफी में डुअलिज्म लेके आया? सो जस्ट फॉर योर एक्स्ट्रा नॉलेज, दिस dichotomy or dualism in geography was started by a very famous geographer. His name was Bernhard Verenius. Okay, his name was Verenius, who started this dichotomy or dualism in geography. Now this dualism in geography has been continued. It's still today. Still people are divided in their opinions regarding how should we study geography. ठीक है. आज के टाइम में भी डुअलिज्म चल रहा है. कुछ लोग कहते हैं फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, कुछ लोग कहते हैं ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. बट this dichotomy or dualism in geography can be made not valid. We cannot consider this dualism or dichotomy as a valid point because of this thing. Just see this now. Can you separate nature and human being? As you can see the topic, nature and human inseparable. Okay, can we separate the nature and human beings? Nature and human beings have a very close relationship. Okay, we cannot separate nature from human. Now see, as human beings we are entirely dependent upon the nature for our resources. For example, if you want to build up a house, what do you require? You require a land. What is the land? Land is a nature or a natural feature or a physical feature बोलते. Similarly, Now you want to have an access to your various means of transportation, उसमें क्या चाहिए, हमें land चाहिए फिर से. Okay, now you want to do agriculture, what do you require, you require land. Okay, similarly water is used for your domestic purpose, also for your industries. So can you separate your human with the nature? No, we cannot do that. Okay, we are surviving, we are directly dependent on the nature for our survival. So ये जो dichotomy या जो debate चल रहा है, this cannot be considered valid, because see, both physical and human phenomena are described in metaphors using symbols from the human anatomy. कहने का मतलब, what is a metaphor? Now see, metaphor is a figure of speech that is used to denote objects. मतलब क्या बोल रहा है, हम लोग नेचर एंड ह्यूमन बींग्स सेपरेट नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि हम लोग बहुत बार सुनते हैं, क्या सुनते हैं, एग्जाम्पल, you may have heard people saying face of the earth, eye of the storm, mouth of the river, neck of the isthmus, profile of the soil, villages, towns as organisms. यहाँ पे देखो face क्या है, what is face? It's human feature. What is earth? It's a physical feature. Similarly, what is eye? Eye is a human feature. Storm क्या है? Physical feature. Similarly, mouth क्या है? Mouth human feature. River क्या है? Physical feature. सो ऐसे बहुत सारे जोग्राफर्स आए जिन्होंने क्या कहा है, दैट नेचर एंड ह्यूमन बींग्स एक ही है. ओके, वी कैन नॉट गेट सेपरेटेड. इसीलिए एक जस्ट मैंने जिसका डेफिनेशन दिखाया तुम लोगों को, रैट्जल, ही वॉज अ जोग्राफर, हिज फुल नेम इज फ्रेडरिक रैट्जल. रैट्जल ने क्या किया है, रैट्जल ने विलेजेस, टाउन्स, कंट्रीज को किससे कंपेयर किया है, ऑर्गेनिजम्स. ऑर्गेनिज्म से क्यों कंपेयर किया है, बिकॉज इट इज लिविंग, वो सांस ले रहा है. ओके, सो दैट्स वाई we cannot separate nature from the human being. So this dichotomy cannot be considered valid. So I hope you all have understood this topic. Now let us move on to the next topic. Okay, see, now this is very important, nature and scope of human geography. Nature, now what does human geography studies all about? इसका scope क्या है आज के current 21st century में? Now see, human geography as a field of discipline is growing and expanding today. If you want to pursue your career in any of the fields of human geography, this field offers a lot of things, because human geography is all about humans. It's a study about humans and their relationship with the nature. So now see the nature excuse me, the nature of human geography. What does it study? The first thing that it studies is, it studies the interrelationship between the physical environment and socio-cultural environment. What is socio-cultural environment? Man-made environment. Next, it studies houses, industries, farms, ports, cities and rail networks of our daily use have been created by human beings using the resources provided by the physical environment. ठीक है, तो क्या हुआ है, जो भी हाउस है, इंडस्ट्रीज़ है, फार्म्स है, पोर्ट्स है, सिटीज़ है, ये किसने क्रिएट किया है, हमने क्रिएट किया है, जो फिजिकल एनवायरनमेंट ने हमें दिया है. ठीक है, सो दिस इज द नेचर ऑफ ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी. इट स्टडीज ऑल दिस फैक्टर. Okay, now let's move on to next. Okay, scope of human geography. Okay, scope ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी, कितने देर तक ये, मतलब क्या क्या पढ़ सकता है, व्हाट कैन वी स्टडी थ्रू ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी. ना ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी स्कोप क्या है, ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी कैन स्टडी द पॉपुलेशन ऑफ अ रीजन एंड इट्स पोटेंशियल. सेकेंड, रिसोर्सेज प्रोवाइडेड बाय द नेचुरल इन्वायरमेंट ऑफ द कंसर्न्ड रीजन. थर्ड, cultural setup established by using the natural resources. Then man-environment adjustment by the interaction of natural and cultural environment. This is known as organization. Temporal succession of man-environment adjustment. Now temporal, देखो, okay, see, temporal adjustment का मतलब होता है टाइम के, मतलब हम लोग टाइम के हिसाब से कैसे इन्वायरमेंट के साथ एडजस्ट करते आए हैं. सो दिस इज द स्कोप ऑफ ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी. ओके, नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. ओके, सी, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ये बुक में सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है मैन इन्वायरमेंट रिलेशनशिप. जितना भी अभी तक हम लोग ने पढ़ा, डेफिनेशंस पढ़े, उसमें एक ही चीज़ क्या आ रहा है मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट, मैन and his relationship with the environment. So this man environment relationship can be studied under three important concepts in your book, that is known as determinism, or the other name of determinism is environmental determinism or naturalization of humans भी बोलते हैं इसको. Second concept that we are going to cover is possibilism, which is also known as humanization of nature. The third concept that will help us to know the man-environment relationship is neo-determinism or stop-and-go determinism. So ये तीन concept से हमें पता चलेगा कि man and environment relationship कैसा था और अब कैसा है. Okay, so this is a very interesting topic. You'll not get bored, I'm sure. So let us start with a very interesting concept, the first concept of man-environment relationship, that is determinism or environmental determinism. Okay, just wait for a while. Okay, see, the first concept of your man environment relationship is known as determinism. The other name of determinism is environmental determinism. अब देखो, दिस कॉन्सेप्ट व्हाट डज इट स्टेट. नाउ इस कॉन्सेप्ट के अकॉर्डिंग जब दुनिया में वर्ल्ड में टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं था, ओके, आई यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग माई पॉइंट, जब बहुत एंशिएंट पीरियड में जब देयर वाज नो टेक्नोलॉजी, मैन एंड एनवायरनमेंट एक दूसरे के साथ कैसे इंटरेक्ट करते थे. देखो यहाँ पे स्टेजेस दिए गए हैं. क्या था, ह्यूमन वाज पैसिव. हम क्या थे, टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं था, अर्ली प्रिमिटिव सोसाइटी था, यहाँ दिख रहा होगा तुम लोगों को. पीपल यूज टू डायरेक्टली डिपेंड अपॉन द इन्वायरमेंट. वो लोग क्या करते थे, फॉर देयर सर्वाइवल दे यूज टू हंट नट्स, दे यूज टू गो इन टू फॉरेस्ट, किल एनिमल्स, ओके, दे यूज टू गैदर नट्स, एंड उनको प्रोटेक्शन के लिए, अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए, दे यूज टू स्टे इनसाइड द केव्स, ओके, केव्स में रहे. इन शॉर्ट क्या था, they were afraid of nature. We people, human beings, was afraid of nature. When there was a sudden thunder and lightning, people used to hide inside the caves. So क्या कह सकते हो, relationship क्या था, human were passive. Passive का मतलब है active नहीं होना, whereas nature क्या होगा, अगर human passive है तो what will be the nature, it will be active. ठीक है, human beings were very passive. So in this relationship, who is dominant? Nature was dominant. Since technology was low, there was low level of socio-cultural development. क्या development हुआ था उस टाइम में, क्या बड़े बड़े इंडस्ट्री थे, नहीं. They used to survive on primitive means of hunting, gathering, or doing agriculture, etc. Human beings were afraid, and what did they do? They used to worship nature. I think you have heard of various mythological series and stories about how people used to worship nature. When there was no rain, they used to worship to Lord Indra in Hindu mythology, and इस तरह से बारिश होती थी. So कैसा रिलेशनशिप देखा जा रहा है, एक वेरी क्लोज रिलेशनशिप जहाँ ह्यूमन बींग्स कम्प्लीटली डिपेंडेंट था नेचर पे. मतलब ज़रूरी था, नेसेसिटी था, एब्सोल्यूट नेसेसिटी बोलते हैं इसको. एब्सोल्यूट नेसेसिटी में दिस human beings is completely dependent upon the nature. Okay, ठीक है. So इसी concept को, इसी interaction between man and environment को क्या बोला जाता है, determinism और environmental determinism भी बोलते हैं. अब तुम लोगों के माइंड में क्वेश्चन आना चाहिए, इस कॉन्सेप्ट को किसने किसने सपोर्ट किया है. Who are the people who have supported this concept of determinism or environmental determinism? Now see students, there are various people who have supported this concept of environmental determinism. Okay, there were some supporters of determinism. Now see, geography में ना, जैसे कि आप लोग हिस्ट्री पढ़ते हैं, हिस्ट्री पढ़ने के टाइम में आप लोग पढ़ते होंगे एंशिएंट पीरियड, मेडिएवल पीरियड एंड मॉडर्न पीरियड. सिमिलरली ज्योग्राफी में भी एक एंशिएंट पीरियड आया था, मेडिएवल पीरियड आया था, एंड योर मॉडर्न पीरियड भी आया था. सो इसी पीरियड में क्या हुआ, there were some supporters who completely said yes, this is the right concept of man-environment relationship. So उन supporters में थे some early Greek and Roman scholars, as you are able to see it on the screen. Okay, देखो, early Roman and Greek scholars like Aristotle, Herodotus. Now Herodotus के बारे में तो आप जानते हैं, he is known as the father of history. Okay, besides the early Roman and Greek scholars, now this concept of determinism has also been very widely supported by Ratzel, Ellen Church Simple, and one more name I haven't mentioned it out. His name was Humboldt. And also Kant. Okay, so this concept was supported by these very famous geographers. Now this determinism became very popular during the 19th century when Charles Darwin, he published his Origin of Species. I think you have heard of this. It was a very famous, okay, the survival of the fittest. ठीक है, उस टाइम में ये कॉन्सेप्ट और ज़्यादा पॉपुलर होके चला गया. ठीक है, so I hope you have understood the concept of determinism. So let us again understand. Okay, so what kind of interaction was there? There was a passive interaction, okay, completely dependent upon the nature. There was low level of technology, and these people have supported the concept of determinism. All right, now if you ask me certain examples of, okay, if you ask me certain examples, just a bit, certain examples of determinism. Now for example, okay, I'll tell you, coal was present in the ancient period also, but people did not knew that coal could be used to produce electricity. So again, this is proving in environmental relationship. Even today this concept of environmental determinism can be applied to various phases. जैसे कि इन्वायरमेंट हम लोगों को रोक रहा है, इन्वायरमेंट की वजह से हम लोग कुछ नहीं कर पाए. जैसे कि बहुत ही हॉट अफ्रीकन डेजर्ट्स में देखो कैसा है, वेरी एक्सट्रीमली हॉट होने की वजह से क्या डेवलपमेंट हो पा रहा है बहुत सारे एरिया अफ्रीकन एरियाज में? नो, इट्स बिकॉज इन्वायरमेंट इज कंट्रोलिंग द एक्शंस ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग्स. सो दैट कैन बी कोटेड एज अ एग्जाम्पल. Alright, so this was the concept of determinism or environmental determinism. Now see the heading. What does the heading say? Heading क्या बोल रहा है? Naturalization of humans. So determinism or environmental determinism can also be known as naturalization of humans. What was happening to the humans? Humans were naturalized, completely dependent upon the nature. So इस concept को हम naturalization of humans भी बोलते हैं. Okay. Now students, let us move on to the next topic. Okay, see, this is very important, just right after the concept of determinism. Now see, I put this quote from your NCERT textbook under this quotation. See, what does the entire line says? The knowledge about nature is extremely important to develop technology, and technology loosens the shackles of environment and human beings. अब ये statement आप लोग को समझना बहुत ज़रूरी है. The knowledge about nature is extremely important. क्या आपको बोल रहा है? हम नेचर का नॉलेज होना हमें बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि अगर हमें नेचर के बारे में पता होगा तो वी विल बी एबल टू डेवलप टेक्नोलॉजी, एंड जैसे टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप होगा हमारा डिपेंडेंसी कम हो जाएगा किस पे? इन्वायरमेंट पे. ठीक है, सो सी, human beings develop technology after they develop better understanding of natural laws. For example, understanding friction and heat led to discovery of fire. Similarly, understanding of the secrets of DNA and genetics enable us to conquer many diseases. So क्या बोल रहा है? जैसे कि टेक्नोलॉजी हम नेचर समझते गए. नेचर कैसे समझा? मतलब हम लोग समझ गए कि फ्रिक्शन एंड हीट की वजह से फायर डिस्कवर हुआ. आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा हिस्ट्री में कि व्हेन यू रब टू स्टोन्स, फ्रिक्शन इज क्रिएटेड एंड देयरबाय हीट इज क्रिएटेड व्हिच लेड टू द डिस्कवरी ऑफ फायर. हाउ वाज इट पॉसिबल? पीपल अंडरस्टूड दैट इफ यू आर रबिंग समथिंग टुगेदर देन दैट concept is generating your friction out there, so it led to the discovery of fire. Similarly, when people started understanding the DNA inside us, the study of genetics came up. Genetics से क्या हुआ? हम लोग समझ गए कि बीमारियों का इलाज कैसे हो सकता है. So how is possible? जैसे जैसे टेक्नोलॉजी आया, people started understanding the nature better, and thereby what happened? Our dependency on the environment started loosening up. So इसी concept से related एक दूसरा concept आया, that is known as man environment relationship में, that's known as possibilism or humanization of nature. See, students, this concept is very interesting. Possibilism. Okay, now first need to understand the concept. Okay, now see, possibilism, the term possibilism was named or used was derived by a historian. His name was Lucien Febvre. क्या था उनका नाम? Lucien Febvre. Okay, he was a historian. He first derived this name of possibilism, that is known as Lucien Febvre. Later on, but the concept of possibilism was advocated by Vidal de la Plache. ठीक है, सो ज्योग्राफी में इस कॉन्सेप्ट को सबसे इम्पोर्टेंस ज़्यादा या एडवोकेसी किसने किया है? हिज नेम इज विडाल डी ला ब्लाचे. नाउ he is also known as the founder of human geography or the father of human geography. So Vidal de la Blache कौन है? He is also regarded as the founder or father of human geography. इनका contribution बहुत ज़्यादा रहा है. ठीक है? Now let us understand the concept of possibilism. Now, as with social and cultural development, humans develop better technology. ठीक है, now as people started progressing, society started progressing, human beings started developing technology, and thereby it led to social and cultural development. Now human beings move from a state of necessity to a state of freedom. पहले क्या था डिटर्मिनिज्म के कॉन्सेप्ट में? नेसेसरी था ना, नेचर पर डिपेंड होना. अब क्या हुआ, जैसे जैसे टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप हुआ, पीपल स्टार्टेड मूविंग फ्रॉम अ स्टेट ऑफ नेसेसिटी टू अ स्टेट ऑफ freedom. Now you can conquer nature, you can do whatever you feel like. Now this concept का बहुत ही important line है जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं there are everywhere possibilities. What is the concept saying? That everywhere there is possibility. Environment is offering you resources. You go, you develop and move from the state of necessity to a state of absolute freedom. ठीक है, ये concept बोला गया है under possibilism में. जैसे कि examples, satellites in space, ports, oceanic routes on the oceanic surface, fields and plains. तो क्या किया है हमने टेक्नोलॉजी के थ्रू स्पेस में सैटेलाइट भेज दिए, पोर्ट्स बना दिए. ओके, ओशन सरफेस में क्या किया, ओशन रोड्स बना दिए. वी हैव कन्वर्टेड प्लेन्स इनटू एग्रीकल्चरल फील्ड्स, वी हैव क्रिएटेड इंडस्ट्रीज, वी हैव क्रिएटेड highways, etc. So what have we done? With the help of technology, we have conquered the nature. So under this concept of possibilism, now what will be the relationship between environment and humans? कैसा relationship होगा? यहाँ पे कैसा relationship होगा? Environment will become passive, human beings will become active. Understood? Environment कैसा हो जाएगा? Passive हो जाएगा. Human beings will start conquering the nature. They will become the active agents. Alright, so देखो यहाँ पे क्या बोला है ये कोटेशन में, nature provides opportunities and human being make use of this, and slowly nature gets humanized and starts bearing the imprints of human endeavor. Now you'll find this book, you'll find this quotation in your NCERT textbook. यहाँ पे क्या बोला है? Nature is providing you opportunity, it's giving you resources, and human beings क्या कर रहे हैं इस concept में? We are making use of this, and slowly nature is getting humanized and starts bearing the imprints of human endeavor. धीरे धीरे नेचर क्या हो रहा है? ह्यूमनाइज्ड हो रहा है ना. मतलब तुम फिजिकल लैंड पे क्या देख रहे हो? मैन मेड फीचर देख रहे हो, एंड सिमिलरली इट स्टार्ट्स बियरिंग द इम्प्रिंट्स ऑफ ह्यूमन एंडेवर. इसका मतलब एग्जाम्पल्स पे जा सकते हैं हम. स्पेस में सैटेलाइट बनाया, ओशन सरफेस में ओशनिक रूट्स बना दिया, तो फिजिकल इन्वायरमेंट क्या हो गया है? पूरा पूरा ह्यूमनाइज्ड हो चुका है. सो देयर बाय दिस कॉन्सेप्ट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज ह्यूमनाइजेशन ऑफ नेचर. नेचर क्या बन गया? पूरा का पूरा ह्यूमन दिख रहा है. जहाँ भी देखो मैन मेड फीचर, जहाँ भी देखो मैन मेड फीचर. ऑलराइट, सो दिस कॉन्सेप्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. लेट मी अगेन रिपीट इट. Who named this concept? It was named by a historian. His name was Lucien Febvre. Whereas this concept of possibilism was advocated by Vidal de la Blache, is also known as the father of human geography. Alright, so in this concept, what is it saying? There are everywhere possibilities. You go, develop and move from the state of necessity to a state of freedom. So examples, it's already given: satellites in space, ports, oceanic routes on the ocean surface, fields and plains, etc. Alright, so okay, so आज इतना ही करेंगे, ठीक है। तो ये आप लोगों को शायद समझ में आ गया होगा। Okay, in the next class we are going to cover other topics of man environment relationship, whatever is left today. So any questions, any query can be put up in the comment box. Okay, I'll be free to answer that. You may repeat the video as number of times you would wish to, you would like to repeat it, and see the topic wise coverage of each of the chapters. Thanks for watching.